Let me change the shading. I think now you can see the second one.
Yes, sir.
So this is a paper from IEEE Transaction on Microwave Theory and Technique, Analysis and Experiments for High Efficiency Class F and Inverse Class F or amplifiers. So both of amplifiers we have studied. Now I would like to show the result. And before I show the result, I would like to point out the network which has been used on output side. So here they all have been implemented using microstrip line. And here we have photograph on the right hand top side of class F and inverse class F implemented in microstrip format, which might not be very clearly visible, but that is a different issue. So what here I would like to point out is that on the left hand side, the first plot is for the class F. So here you can see that once again we have current which is quite similar to half wave rectified, and whenever current is high, the voltage is very low, and whenever voltage is high, that time current is very low. And current waveform to good extent resembles with the half sinusoid, but voltage waveform, especially for the high condition, is quite different from that of the square waveform. But as I pointed out in class also, that when current is zero, it actually does not matter what is the nature of the voltage waveform. Since we have been taking square waveform, so for our analysis case, for current zero portion of the drain current, voltage was flat and high. Actually, it will be close to 2 VDD. So, but here it is different, so it will not matter much because current is zero. So product over this portion is going to be very small, ideally zero. And when voltage is low, close to zero, it is not exactly zero, it is slightly more than zero. So current is finite value. So here even situation is okay, but if you look at the inverse class F result, then no one will be able to at first sight claim that this is inverse class F. So as I pointed out earlier, the main condition or the factor that you will have to look into a circuit to label it as class F or inverse class F is the impedance that you will see when you look towards the load. If the impedance for odd harmonics are infinite, then you can claim it is class F. If the impedances are infinite for even harmonics, then it can be labeled as inverse class F. And efficiency nevertheless is going to be high for both the cases, even though waveforms they are very different from that of the ideal waveform that we have used for the analysis of those two amplifiers. So here you can see that the current waveform is, it should be square waveform for inverse class F. So whenever current is low, it has very small ripple and it can be taken as almost as zero. And that kind of voltage waveform is high, not half sinusoid, but similar to that. So product is going to be zero. And when voltage is zero, current has large value, but it has very large ripple. So again, this ripple will have no adverse effect because voltage is very small. So product is going to be again very small, and power dissipation in the MOS is going to be very low. So from these examples, I just wanted to show that if you encounter a research paper or any result simulated or Experimental result for waveforms will not be there. So if you encounter simulated result for any class of class F amplifier and they do not look like what we have discussed, then don't get surprised. It is the efficiency at the end which matters, which will be dictated by product of the waveforms. And the categorization of circuit into class will be dictated by the impedance towards the load. And input condition, when someone wants to convert say class B into class F, is going to be larger than that of the class B. So here in this case, the transistor, you can say, acts quite close to like a switch with some property of voltage source. But when we discussed the linear class, transistor was partially in linear mode and it was a purely current source. But when we analyze class D and class E, it was behaving like a pure or an ideal switch, such that voltage across is going to be zero when it is closed, and when it is open, current is going to be zero. But here in class F, it is a mixed kind of thing. Although this class F power amplifier was proposed long back, almost 90 years back, but still I haven't been able to find out very nice explanation regarding how these voltages they get actually generated. And even for input requirement, people are not very open and clear. Although they propose these kinds of research papers, they will not very explicitly talk about what exactly is the nature of the input in terms of shape and biasing. But it will be somewhere close to class B with higher input, or maybe class A and class C, so that conduction angle is less, and drain current supposedly contains some other harmonics also. For example, for class F, drain current is supposed to contain only even harmonics, but it will also contain part of odd harmonics. But the waveform is taken as that of half wave only. Okay, so one more result I would like to show and then stop. So are you able to see this third PDF file?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So here also you can see that so there are two waveform on the left hand side, right hand side. So left hand side was some of the initial result obtained by the authors, and right hand side is after optimization. So here is their class F circuit. So here is transistor, and here on the output side you have big network of transmission lines to fulfill those impedance requirements. Here. So initially they get this kind of result, and then they on the left hand side, then they optimize it for efficiency, and what they get is on the right hand side. So on the right hand side you can see that the waveform is neither like half sinusoid, it is neither like square. But on the left hand side it appears that current has half sinusoid and voltage is not at all square waveform. So looking at left hand side result, one can possibly guess that it is class F, but right hand side, which is finally implemented version, does not look at all like class F. But because it has impedance requirement fulfilled and it has high efficiency, so people will prefer to use this circuit in real life. Keep in mind that ultimately we want good power to the load and good efficiency. These waveforms have no appeal to us in real life. So if you are able to meet suitable power delivery to the load and high efficiency, that is fine. Okay, so I think this is all from my side. Example of waveforms and emphasis that transistor somewhat acts like switch and voltage source for these class of amplifiers. So if you have anything to ask or discuss, you can ask.
Sir, when we consider the case of
Huh?
sir,
Yeah.
when we consider the case of class F35 amplifier, I mean, I have doubt from the previous lecture, not this one, the previous one.
So
You have
when we see this is class F3 5.
yes, sir. I can't see your screen, sir. Can you share it?
Okay. No, sorry.
Sir, you have taken the expression, not this one, so the previous lecture. I mean, F35.
Okay.
The
This is
previous
nothing for
lecture.
F3 5. Okay, let
Actually,
me.
I wanted to see the expression of drain voltage, sir.
So drain voltage. This is F3.
Yes.
F3 5 will have fifth harmonic also.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to know why the signs are reversed for third harmonic and fifth harmonic. Like
Okay. Good question. So okay, let me see. Keep in mind that for class B, current is like this, and voltage drain voltage will be sinusoid. Okay, so we started from there. Our story started from there, and then we arrived at class F3, F35, so on and so forth. Finally, to that. And what was the objective? Objective was to make the voltage waveform more and more flat at the bottom, and of course, it will become more and more flat automatically at the top also because the consequences from the sinusoid. So both the halves will get affected similarly. So let me try to give the waveforms. So I showed one example which I can show. So here, for example, we have fundamental, this one, the dark waveform, V1, and what we want this V1 to become more flat at the bottom so that the product of this with the half sinusoid is even smaller. So now let us add third harmonic to this waveform. So third harmonic can have two scenarios, that here third harmonic and the fundamental, they are of opposite sign. Fundamental is negative, third harmonic is positive. But you can add third harmonic also with the negative, like here. Fundamental is negative, third is also negative. So both are negative. So if both are in the same phase, what they will result in is a waveform which is more pointed, more sharp compared with the fundamental. So this is not what we want. We want more flattening of the resultant waveform. And this will happen only when fundamental and the third, they are of opposite phase, which is the case here, right? Because the fundamental is already having pointed nature here. So we want something which will subtract or make it smaller so that it becomes more flat. So if you take of opposite sign, then only what you can get is this kind of scenario. So here you can see that we have fundamental and we have third harmonic such that the ratio of third to that of the fundamental amplitude is 1/9. So this is a mistake I made here in the first lecture. I labeled it as 9. It should be 1 by 9, which has been corrected in the second part on class F. So if you take this ratio, then they will add and the resultant waveform is going to be perfectly flat. However, if you take V3 by V1 amplitude to be 1 by 6, then there will be slight ripple. But still, the resultant waveform will be more flat compared with the fundamental. And one added advantage we get in such scenario is that fundamental voltage, which is ultimately responsible for power delivery to the load, is of amplitude more than VDD. That means my load is going to get more power now, right? So, and we take 1 by 6 when we want maximum efficiency, and this case 1 by 9 when we want perfectly flat output, and that is why this is called maximally flat. Maximally flat waveform has their higher derivatives also 0 at the point where waveform is flat. Each of the individual sinusoids, they will definitely have first derivative 0 at the peak and at the bottom, but not the second derivative. But this resultant waveform, this will have even second derivative also 0. So that is why we take the opposite sign. But when we started with the analysis, we could have taken general expression. We need not have taken minus sign, because I knew and we know, so people take this sign to be negative here. But you could have started with positive sign, and this analysis would have revealed that V1 and V3, they will be of opposite sign.
So what about V5? Like take
So if you add V5 also, then it will make the resultant waveform even more flat. So if you give a moment, I can do this exercise in one of the softwares which I use to generate this waveform. Just a minute. So there the coefficients of course have to be different, which we have already calculated. So let me modify it. Let me see the coefficients. So here we can see that for F35, the fundamental should be 75 by 64. It is 75. 64. Third harmonic will be 25 by 128. And fifth will be 3 by 28. Okay, now I'm going to share application software, Mathematica. So, are you able to see these waveforms? Hello?
No, no, sir.
Okay.
Sir, only the title bar is visible where Wolfram Mathematica is written. This, I mean, the rest of the part is not visible.
So you are not able to see the waveforms.
No, sir, we can only see the title bar.
Okay. Now, not even now also.
No, sir.
It should change. Let me use different technique. Can you see it now?
Yes, sir, yes, sir, now we can see it.
Huh?
Yes, sir, it's visible now.
Okay. So here what I have done, I have taken, you can see three cost functions. Fundamental, which amplitude 75 by 64. Third harmonic cos 3x, amplitude 35 by 128. And fifth harmonic cos 5f, with amplitude 13 by 128. Right. So here you can see that if you add these, blue color is the fundamental, purple color is, maroon color is third, and this soil color is fifth one. And if you add, you will see that the resultant waveform, which is green, is more flat at the bottom and the top, but with slight ripple. And here I have taken coefficients to be different from what it should be there for maximally flat. So coefficient of third harmonic and fifth, they have been deliberately changed. Actually, this also should be negative. So here the first and fifth, they will be of same sign, and the third harmonic will be of opposite sign. So now here I have taken a coefficient same as what it should be for maximally flat case. That is fundamental is 17 minus 75 by 64. Sorry, I have wrongly written here. It should be, no, it is okay. Third harmonic is 25 by 128 and fifth is minus 3 by 128. And I have superposed all the three. So now you can see that the resulting waveform, green one, is now flat, more flat than the case of F3. So if you keep on adding more and more waveform of odd harmonics with suitable amplitude, this resulting waveform will slowly and slowly will start moving towards the square waveform. Okay. So keep in mind that it is not just enough to have a sufficient number of odd harmonics. It is also important that their amplitude, relative amplitude, should be of suitable value. Then only you will get a flattening, perfectly flat response. Otherwise, there will be some slight ripple like here. Okay. So in the circuit, you can feel that it will be difficult to ensure that they add with suitable amplitude. So that is why when class F is discussed, actually there are various class F configuration based upon what is the relative amplitude of the harmonics which are getting added at the drain. But typically when class F is talked about or discussed or analyzed, it is maximally flat case is discussed because finally it is a claim that in the extreme case waveform is going to be square. Otherwise, there are infinitely many possibilities based on the coefficients or the amplitudes of the harmonics. And in real life, it is not possible to ensure that the coefficients are such that the resulting waveform is maximally flat, as I have shown with the 3 research papers. Okay, so anything else you would like to ask?
Sir, in these graphs, both V3 and V5 are positive only, na? But there has to be remain negative. You plotted for the positive only, right?
So ultimately, there should be flattening at the extremes of the resulting waveform, and that will decide what should be their relative phase of these harmonics, which one will be positive, which one will be negative, and it will also decide what will be the amplitude relative to each other.
Okay. So even if we take like the expression of VD is equal to VDD plus V3 cos theta plus V5 cos theta, automatically after calculation we will get negative or positive whatever is required for
Yes,
the flat.
yes. Although I from the very beginning included the sign, the nature of the sign of the various modes, but you can overlook the sign. You need not worry about sign also. You take all positive, all negative, and the analysis will reveal the correct sign apart from the correct amplitude. Because I had shown the waveform, and from the waveform I had made it clear that third harmonic for F3 should have negative phase or negative sign compared with the fundamental. So I straightway started with that expression.
Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Got it. Sir, one last question. While deriving F35, you put a condition that second derivative has to be equal to 0. Then you said fourth derivative has to be equal to 0.
Mhm.
Sir, why not the third derivative? I can't figure it out, sir.
Good question. So why not first also? So actually, if you set up equation for odd derivative, first derivative, third derivative, they will not lead to any meaningful equation. They will lead to 0 is equal to 0.
Okay. So, there will be also zero, है ना, sir?
They will become 0. Actually, for F35, there are three unknowns. V1, 5. So we need three equations. So if you try to write the equation in terms of derivative, there will be five equations. One is for zeroth derivative, one will be for first derivative, then for second, then for third, then for fourth. So there will be basically five equations. Out of these five equations, the equations corresponding to first and third derivative, they will not be of any use. They will give rise to 0 is equal to 0. So that is why I did not talk. Maybe I should have pointed it out. Similarly, for F3 also, the first derivative equation will not lead to any meaningful equation.
Sir, can you comment on the higher derivative as well, like the fifth derivative or sixth derivative?
So
Will they be zero or not?
no, they will not be 0. If you are going up to F5, then up to fourth derivative, you will be able to impose derivative equal to 0. Similarly, but if you go for, if you find out the fifth derivative, it will not be 0. Sixth derivative, it will not be 0. However, if you go to F7, that means F357, then you will be able to go up to sixth derivative. So you add more and more R harmonics, you will be able to increase the more and more derivative equal to 0. Because the waveform starts becoming more and more flat, and that is the meaning of maximally flat.
Got it, sir. Got it.
Okay, so I think these are the things I should have pointed it out, but I just missed it.